Well, it was a Ravens kind of night. Lamar Jackson, 107 yards passing, another 94 rushing, and a couple of touchdowns as well. Hollywood Browns Cats pretty much salted this one away as they double up the Cowboys 34-17 to win here on Tuesday night's version of Thursday Night Football. That win, of course, keeps the Baltimore Ravens alive as they are trying to make it into the playoffs in the AFC. Pretty much ends, one would think, Howie, the Cowboys' hopes. They're now 3-9 on the season. Yeah, as Troy mentioned, I think there's a lot to address in Dallas. And now they can get to it, I think. You know, no shock tonight that Baltimore was able to run the ball pretty much at will on Dallas's defense. It's been a real struggle. Baltimore, 2-3 running backs with over 70 yards. Lamar had 94. Yeah. So they kind of had their way on the ground, but I think the bigger issue is, I think Troy mentioned, you know, there's a lot to address. Jimmy talked about possibility of getting Dak signed to a long-term deal. He seems like he's ahead of schedule. That's a good thing. We all know what kind of an impact now, even more so, that Dak had on that football team. And also, if they're picking high and a franchise quarterback comes to them in that pick, don't hesitate to take one. Let's talk about this Ravens team, though. We talked at the pregame. They needed to win tonight to just have a chance to stay in the hunt. They're still outside the playoff picture looking in, but this keeps them close. And when you run for 294 yards on the ground, you probably should win. Yeah, you should win. But, I mean, Dallas ranked dead last in the league as far as stopping the run. But there's still some positives to take there, because I look at Lamar Jackson and what he was able to do on the ground with his legs. And I think that's kind of the secret sauce for him. I know he wants to be that pocket quarterback, and he can. He can certainly throw the football. But to me, it's when he's using his legs and throwing on the run. The ball was right on the money. That was a great pass by him. If he can just keep there, like stay Lamar Jackson. The same thing with Cam Newton a couple years ago when he shredded the league that MVP year. And next year, you know, they start saying, okay, I want to be more of that pocket guy. It'd say, no, stick to what you're good at, okay? Yeah. Because nobody can stop that. That's the MVP guy, and that's the guy that's going to get him into the playoffs. But as we saw last year in the playoffs, as the field shrinks, the defenses are better, yards are a little harder to come by. He's going to have to make some throws in key situations if they qualify for the playoffs. Now, remember, he also missed last week with COVID. Yes. So he took maybe a little while to get him into rhythm. No matter what, he finished the night looking like the Lamar Jackson we're used to. Only 107 yards passing, but he did have 3 total touchdowns and 94 yards on the ground as well. So he's our progressive player of the game is Lamar Jackson. And just moments ago, he talked with Christina Pink.
Okay, Lamar, you told me you were 100%, that you were feeling good as you came back out on the field. You looked like it tonight, but how did you feel throughout the game?
I felt great. You know, I was kind of slow coming out there on the field. I was kind of slow at the beginning, you know, but, you know, my adrenaline started rushing, you know. The whole offense played great, defense played great. Special teams did, you know, it was an all-around team effort. I'm just proud of my guys.
Well, yeah, certainly a complete game from this team, but I got to ask you more about this offense, because you guys rushed for 294 yards on the ground. You, of course, were a big part of that. What made you so explosive tonight?
Oh, man, my leg. You know, I've been out for like 2 weeks, so my leg's fresh. You know, our offensive line block, they tail off, though. Like, you know, we had lanes to run through, and it was just making our job a lot easier, you know, and hats off to my running backs. You know, they did a great job tonight.
Congrats on the win, Lamar. Thank you so much, and good to see you back out there.
Appreciate you.
All right, and so they win 34-17. Their 7th win of the season. They're 1 game out of a playoff spot in the AFC right now. Soft schedule, too. Yeah, the schedule is in their favor.